as well. And so we've developed a prototype for an idea, and we call that one Project Connect. So what is the problem that we are facing? We've noticed that international students contribute $32 billion to the Australian economy, and at the moment there's currently 542,000 Chinese and international students in Australia. So they're making up an enormous amount of income for our economy, and also have a great opportunity to contribute socially to what we offer here in Australia as well. But we've noticed there's a bit of a gap. How would you feel if you were socially isolated? We know, and through our own experiences meeting international students that have come and started at our various universities right up the New South Wales coast, that sometimes it can be tricky to get that integration happening, to start those conversations, to get people involved. Our university in Newcastle, which is one of the ones that we were sort of focusing on, we've noticed that there is a major divide where international students just don't get that opportunity to meet domestic, nor vice versa. So there's a gap that obviously exists here, and we find this to be an issue. So our solution is to develop not an app, but a tool that will be licensed out to universities and is designed for the university to populate with information, removing that cost on us as an operation, that can educate people and bring them in line with some of the social things going on, events going on in the local area. Keep in mind that lots of international students won't actually be using Western social media sites. So you're looking at the people that are using WeChat and Line that are heavily used in parts of Asia, for example, though that aren't heavily adopted here in Australia for sharing of this social information. So yeah, again, a tool is an instrument used to expand the human ability to perform tasks. So we're not looking at an application, but it's something that we can distribute on a tertiary education level. So our mission, this is sort of coming off of our blackboard. When we were coming together, we were sort of like, it's all about community, it's all about connection, communication, diversity, and creating that inclusivity. And the ideas were that this is for people that normally would feel socially isolated, and we wanted to bring international students back into that loop. We also found that some of the complex problems were that information was inaccessible, language barriers existed, and that there was a limited confidence for some of these students coming into Australia. And so, are we social innovators? We feel as though, yes, we are. So yeah, again, on the subject of loneliness, it is a wider issue that is something that we have sort of been hearing about. It is now being looked at as an area of mental health, where lots of people are developing mental health issues on the back of loneliness. So again, recent numbers showing 1 in 4 people in Australia in the last 12 months have reported a case of being lonely. So why are we social innovators? We're social innovators because we're making a difference.
Yeah, so next, the question you might want to ask is that, how is this disrupting? So we would like to explain this by comparing between the existing process or solution that has been done and what is our solution. So firstly, the typical solution that is based on the international support groups by face-to-face basis. So normally university offer orientation week that was done usually before the uni start to get all the international student or every student to come over and experience like what kind of opportunity or societies that university offer. But the problem here is that the event is only lasts for 1 week. What if the international students and everyone else miss that 1 week, and beyond that, the student need to seek and find their ways to look for what their social needs is by themselves. And also the existing process is that they have university website and Facebook, which is difficult and time-consuming to find a way to the events, activities, and social group. In terms of the potential disruptors, this may be from mobile application like Eventbrite or maybe Meetup, but where anyone can search for the internet group for interest for the interest to join. That's cool, of course, but then these kind of applications are really generalized and does not include every detail of social clubs, events and groups in the university, which will be the significant community for international students. So by looking into the limitation of these current forms, we then see the opportunity and want to tackle that problem. So our project is based on around mobile application, which bring experience of university life to international students. So what is Interrupt here is that we would like to bring those sense of ownership and emotional attachment to the user by allowing the uni to manage their own app and for students to build their own student profile with our team behind the technical support. Moreover, the app is also disrupting due to the profits of both the creator and the user. The university would really like to improve the student life experience on campus and attract more numbers of international students. In the meantime, social clubs want to advertise the events and activities and want to gain more members. For international students themselves, also want to expose themselves into having a better university life. So the app will be focusing on multiple campuses that enables not just a student from one uni to interact with their own uni, but as well as with other social groups from other universities.
Although universities could replicate our tool and service it provides, although we have a professional team who are continuously using and adopting advanced software and cybersecurity practices to connect students' information and data. We want to also connect students from all around universities across Australia, not just their local ones. We're constantly tailoring and personalising our services to the students' personality and their needs and desires and the experiences they wish to have. Our data inputs can be used by the universities to improve their operations and the university experience for students and the way the students and the structure of their programs and courses. There are existing platforms and groups for university students in Australia, predominantly on Facebook. Although a large number of the students who carry their studies to Australia are Chinese, in 2017 there are approximately over 230,000 Chinese international students studying in Australia. Facebook has been blocked in China, so this would be a cultural shock for Chinese students. Our tool achieves to reach and embrace international students from different cultures and religions and connect and build valuable friendships that can last throughout their studies and carry out through their professional life. Also, there are a variety of social clubs at university, although many students struggle with a face-to-face interaction due to the lack of confidence and language barriers, and as well as a cultural shock. We aim to embrace students to sign up and register for our free of charge service when commencing their degree so that they can enhance and expand their friendships and involvement at university and have a much more delightful experience throughout their studies. We are focused to create a beta version of our tool to understand how the students are feeling through their studies and whether or not they are enjoying their experience as if it is tailored to their needs. This source of beta testing can be shared to their respected universities about how they are managing through their studies, physically, mentally, emotionally, and understand their behaviour, which can be viable information for universities. This information can be capitalised by universities to have more clarity about their students and studies.
So at the end of the day, it's not just a social tool, it's also an educational tool, similar to like this weekend, the last 4 days. So it will also help integrate international students with domestic students and set up such as study sessions and get them to integrate with each other on not only social but curriculum activities. We know being socially excluded can pose a detrimental effect on both their physical and mental health, which is why Project Connect aims to step outside that exclusion zone, bring everyone together, and with the personalisation of this tool, help bring them together and step outside their comfort zone and break the social barriers. It will provide accessibility and build the confidence, help maximise student knowledge and activities around them and help bring them together from not only just the regional area but all over universities across New South Wales, Queensland, ACT, stuff like that, bring everyone together. Through our mission, Project Connect prides itself in being a disruptor to the social networking by personalising their needs to split cultural diversity we witness among universities today.
So that is Project Connect. We think that there is a space for it, and whether it stays in this version or whether it was to be adapted and changed, that's very much what innovation is all about. This is stage one, obviously, and so we'd love to take any questions if you have questions about our idea. And we're probably thinking the exact same things and questioning it all the time to make it a bigger and better product. Thank you.